Uh-oh, you know what that sound means. It means it's lunch talk time.
Welcome to the all-new Lunch Talk Show with Mike and Star Carter.
This show will discuss relationship, family, celebrity news, and much, much more.
So stay tuned, because you never know what the Lunch Talk crew is serving up every Friday. Happy New Year, Lunch Talk family. Happy New Year. We are back. So how you doing today, Mr. Carter?
I'm doing great. Happy New Year, Lunch Talk family. I hope everybody had a great New Year and got your little what they call them resolutions set.
Yeah.
I hope everybody, sticking to them so far. I hope everybody, you know how that goes. You set them and you break them every year. I'm sorry, people. You know it's the truth.
Happy New Year, Lunch Talk family. And it is also Lunch Talk's 2nd year anniversary this past Wednesday. So happy anniversary, babe.
Oh, yeah.
Happy anniversary.
2 years.
2 years on the air with you all. Man, time flies.
Oh,
That's
yes, it does. Yes, it does.
We already on the 3rd day in this month so far. Moving right along. Before you know it, it's going to be Christmas again.
Oh, yeah.
That's how
it
I
comes
do.
so quick. Yes, it does.
That's how I do. So like my husband said, I hope you guys have set your, well, I don't like to say resolution, but that's what most of everybody say, resolutions. Hope you guys set some long-term goals, because we're in this new decade. So hopefully it's not just for this year, but set you some long-term goals that are achievable. What I learned is if you set little small goals and crush them, then it makes the bigger goals easier. What you think?
Oh yeah, it does. It does.
It's just like I'm starting my workout journey again. I'm probably gonna post some pictures of y'all on the Facebook page and stuff so y'all can see my little progress. But I feel like if you could get to the first week, then you get to the 2nd week, the 3rd week, make every week be a goal. Let me set a 3-day goal. Let's set a 7-day goal. And then let's set a 2-week goal, and then a 3-week goal. Then, you know what I'm saying? And then crush it like that, instead of saying, I'm a, do something extravagant, first day, and then you done already bombed out because you done set your goal too high.
Mm-hmm.
Set little small goals, crush them, and then you can get to your really big goal just crushing them little small goals. That's my tip.
Oh yeah. Just shorter terms. Just take it one day at a time, guys.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. And that's so whole valid for true in life and goals and everything else. Set them and go towards them and go one day at a time. That's it. One day at a time.
All right. Don't beat yourself up if you fall off the wagon. Just get back on. That's the thing. A lot of times when you don't do right, you beat yourself up over it, and then you just completely stop. If you miss a day or two of working out, then you feel like you're a failure, and then you stop. No, Rome wasn't built in a day. You got to get back at it.
Exactly.
Start all over again. Just don't quit. That's the thing. Just don't quit.
Just think about it, guys. You didn't get out of shape overnight. So don't think you're going to get back in shape and look in tight body overnight.
No.
It didn't take overnight to do it.
Yeah.
So it was a combination of months, maybe a year, maybe 2. Mm-hmm. So, hey guys, you got to look at it like that.
Right.
You got to look at it.
Say Rome wasn't built today, so you can't expect for things to change overnight. You got to just take it one day at a time. And if you new to the show, what we do now is what we call the appetizer part of the show, which my husband kicks off. It is what we call the interesting tidbit. So what do you have for our first interesting tidbit in 2020?
Okay, yes, 2020, first interesting tidbit. Okay, guys, I had to try to get it in the theme of the holidays. Okay, the interesting tidbit today, a lot of you may have known this and a lot of you may haven't, but, I just thought it was interesting, so I want to throw out there. We know we just coming off the New Year's holiday, the New Year's first year of the 2020, new decade and all of that good stuff. But did you know actually that New Year's wasn't actually designed to be in January?
No, it's supposed to be in the spring.
Yeah, exactly. See what I'm saying? A lot of people probably didn't know that, but a lot of people probably did. Yes. April 1st is the actual New Year. Mm-hmm. So what we're celebrating, we're not going to get into that though, but is something that I don't know what it is. Well, I know what it is, but I don't know why we're celebrating it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But Just a little interesting tidbit. The first New Year's wasn't actually designed to be January 1st. It was actually April 1st because the meaning is new growth, new development, new life, and all that good stuff. So therefore, everything got trickled down. They did their little translations and everything, and the actual time came out to be, during the time of, new creations and new growth and all that, which was April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
So, man, you knew that. That's great. I told you some of you may know it. That's cool. But yeah, she knew that. Yeah,
I do that one.
Yeah.
Really, winter is like when you celebrate Christmas and all that. That's part of the winter solstice. That's supposed to be why like the bears hibernate. You know what I'm saying? So it's supposed to be rest. But like you said, we do it on the calendar year, January being the calendar year, and that's the reason why we celebrate it. But really, the wintertime is supposed to be rest. That's why the bears hibernate. That's why squirrels, they store up their nuts, and all the other animals, they know. And then, like you said, once everything unthaw, technically, from the snow, well, we all supposed to have snow, but, because of the global warming and all this other crap we're going to get into, that some areas don't get cold, of course. So anyway, so once it's supposed to be where everything unthawed, that's when spring takes place, and that was supposed to be
the new beginning of the new year.
New Year.
And actually, I'm looking at the calendar. They say it's the actual Jewish calendar, but we know that got translated down to the actual Israelite, calendar. And February through March was actually the 12th month. That's crazy how they got it. January through February was the 11th month. December through January was the 10th month. And I ain't gonna keep going, but anyway, I just thought it was interesting. I'm looking at it now. Wow. Okay, but anyway. Okay.
Yeah, I have read some Egyptian stuff that said about the calendar, the true calendar and the way it's supposed to be is not how it is.
Exactly.
Now.
So it's so screwed up. Yep. But anyway. Yep. Okay. But anyway, okay.
But that was interesting for the people that didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. So I said some of you may know, some of you may not know. But that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting for the ones that didn't know. So I even got a little interesting tidbit myself. If I can find it. I had it on my phone. Let's see. Don't you hate it when you pull up something else and then it goes away? I know it.
That's why I always take a screenshot. Yeah. Something I see, I take a screenshot. I know it sounds crazy.
I found it. Okay, so, on New Year's, keep it in the spirit like you did. With the New Year, a lot of us, we eat our collard greens and black-eyed peas.
Oh, yeah. Money.
So do you know the reason why?
Money.
Do you know, like, the history behind it?
Oh, basically? No. I don't know the history, but I know it's money.
Okay. So, it's supposed to be like a Southern thing. Ancient history. Eating black-eyed peas on New Year's Day has been considered a good luck for at least 1,500 years, according to a portion of the Talmud written around 500 AD. It was Jewish custom at the time to eat black-eyed peas in celebration of Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, which occurs in the fall. It is possible that the tradition arrived in America with the Sephardic Jews who first arrived in Georgia in the 1730s. But according to common folklore, the tradition spread after the Civil War. During General Sherman's march, the Union Army plagued the Confederates' food supplies, but left the peas and pork, believing believing they were food for the animals and not for human consumption. The Southern soldiers thus felt lucky to have these supplies to get them through the cold winter. Another Southern tradition states that black-eyed peas are a symbol of emancipation for previously enslaved African Americans who were officially freed on New Year's Day after the Civil War. So that's the black-eyed pea concept. But there are different variety of explanations for it. It says that one is that eating these black-eyed peas demonstrate humility and a lack of vanity. The humble nature of black-eyed pea is echoed by the old expression, eat poor on New Year's and eat fat the rest of the year. Another explanation is that dried beans loosely resemble corns. I've heard that. And in additional interpretation is that because dried beans greatly expand in volume when cooked, they symbolize expanding wealth.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So clearly a lot of people closely associate good luck with monetary gains since the color of the U.S. currency is green. Well, it used to be green. It's all different colors now.
I know, right? Them $20.
The hundreds of blue.
Blue and all that. Yeah, gotcha.
That's where the cooking greens come in. So that's, when money did resemble the green color.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. So, there's no single official way to prepare your black eyed peas. Everybody, do their thing different. Some people add, ham hocks and all kind of stuff.
They gotta add the ham hocks. They gotta have the ham hocks.
Bacon and all that. But,
bacon grease, bacon fat.
Bacon fat, all that. But yeah. And it didn't matter what type of green you had. Collard, turnip, mustard greens. Those are your most common, and most people have their cornbread too. Southern New Year's meal, always known as peas for pennies, greens for dollars, and cornbread for gold.
There it is.
Pork is a staple of just about every Southern meal, so it's usually cooked with the black eyed peas. The pork seems to be there for flavor, but we have found that you don't have to cook pork all in your greens to make them taste good.
Exactly,
Yeah, so,
exactly. But babe, you
anyway.
say that was an actually Jewish custom in the beginning?
Well, they say
when they
was,
had the black eyed peas and they left the pork out because they didn't think it was suited for human consumption. And
well, that was a part of the Civil War thing.
Oh, that's a Civil War thing.
But yeah,
but
okay. The Jews came. They said that.
But I'm just saying it started off as a
Jewish
Jewish custom.
Yes, according to a portion of the Talmud written around 500 AD, it was a Jewish custom at the time to eat black eyed peas in celebration of Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year,
that's what I was thinking.
Which occurs in the fall.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Jewish New Year.
Yeah, that's what I was just wondering. Okay.
But they said that it is a common folklore that the tradition spread after the Civil War during General Sherman's march, and it's because the food supply, but they left the peas in the port, so that had something to do with that part. So that was like two different things going on. But anyway, I got this article. I read this from thespruceeats.com. If y'all want to check it out, thespruceeats.com. That's where I got that little bit of information about why we eat black eyed peas and collard greens.
Black eyed peas and collard greens. Mm-hmm.
So, you got anything else you want to say? You got any more interesting tidbits?
Nope. That'll do it.
Okay, so guys, we don't really have a main dish topic, but because this is going to be a really short show, what I'm proposing is I want to talk to Mr. Carter about what do you see us doing for lunch talk going into this new year. Since this is our second year on the air, what is your 2020 predictions for the show?
Well, my prediction for lunch talk is becoming part of a syndicated show that's on a weekly or however basis. Don't have to be a daily basis, just a weekly basis, one day a week or whatever, for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours in a time slot on a syndicated network. I don't have to have my own syndication. I just want to be able to present our show to a syndicated station like Tom Joyner or whatever, and we just have a little slot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Have us a little slot doing what we do, doing our thing, putting us on that pinnacle point. That's the pinnacle point I think that I'm aiming for.
Okay, that's dreaming really big.
Yeah. Cause I think it would be cool, lunchtime, we be on 107.3 and we have our little hour segment. Let's talk with the cars and we do our thing. We keep them entertained during their lunch hour and back to whoever else is next. Lovely Big O, whoever else, I think it'll be cool.
Okay. Yeah. That's thinking really big, and that's what you got to do. When you got, we do this for fun and we love talking to you all, but it's still a business at the end of the day that we really would like to grow. So, it's nothing wrong with dreaming big and having big goals for your endeavors. I mean, because that's the end goal anyway, is to reach as many listeners as possible, and being syndicated worldwide or just locally. That would really be cool. That would be cool.
Okay, that's not it now. That's not it. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not it. Now, your books, #1 seller, okay, taking off 2020, get them completed, do what we got to do, get them things out there. #1 seller, hopefully we could get that. And my music. Everybody know I got back into my music. I want my music to hit on the spiritual charts. I would say I want to hit in the top 50.
That would be great.
Yeah, in the top 50. I know it's dreaming big, guys. Okay, don't try to shoot my bandwagon down, okay? Okay, I know it's dreaming, but yeah, in the top 50. How about that?
That's good.
Yeah. But anyway.
It's
dreaming big, guys. Dreaming big.
You gotta dream big. And even if it's not this year, that could be easily a 10-year goal. You know what I'm saying? To get yourself out there, not saying that it can't happen. But I feel
everything's possible.
Like I said earlier, don't beat yourself up at the end of 2020 and that what you saying don't work.
Exactly, because if you just went a step closer to that. Right. See, these are end goals, guys. There's no time limit. It's the end goals. That's what it's about. Looking into that future. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Your mind is the future. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Just take a look around, guys. And everything in this whole entire universe has been somebody's idea. Babe, you said it a million times. Everything is somebody's idea. So nothing is ever too big, guys. Mm-hmm. And this is a perfect year to do it. A new decade and everything. So what if you don't make it at the end of 2020? Long as you are a step closer to that goal. You're not sitting on your thumb and twirling your thumb and praying for it, because, guys, prayer without works is dead. Okay, you got to give the man upstairs something to bless. You got to put in that work to actually achieve something. So, guys, this is great advice 2020. I'm glad we did do the show like this, babe, so we can give the people a little something, something. Give them a little something, something. Yeah. So, guys, my wife made a valid point. If you don't reach those goals, guys, don't knock yourself down. Don't beat yourself up. Get up. You know what I'm saying? And just long as you just keep moving towards that end goal. And once you get it, the land of milk and honey. Yeah. Once you get it. Yeah, maybe take a year, may take 2, but just think about the end goal when you get it. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. So my goal for Lunch Talk this year is I want to hit some real heavy topics. I know we have hit some topics. Not saying that the topics that we have hit in the last 2 years that were not heavy, but I want to hit some heavier topics that I feel like people would like to hear. For example, jealousy in relationships and how to overcome jealousy in relationships. I like to talk about what would you do if you found out that one of your children was gay. I would like to talk about that. I would like to talk about dealing with different types of loss in family, like losing babies. And I just want to get real deep this year. Mm-hmm. This year is something I want to really touch on some of the heavy hitters that a lot of shows like ours don't touch on because it's too sensitive of topics. Mm-hmm. I would love to hit on some of those very sensitive topics that people don't want to talk about. People don't want to talk about abortions. They don't want to talk about that type of stuff. They don't, they want you want to skirt around a lot of the real serious topics because everything, nowadays, if it ain't funny or stuff like that, people don't really want to deal with it. But these is real things that go on in real families all the time. You know what I'm saying? These things go on in real families all the time. What do people really feel about, their teenage daughters dating before they're 16 and stuff like that? I want to talk about all that type of stuff.
Getting pregnant before 16?
Yeah, all that stuff.
13
that's what I'm saying. All those are major topics that people, I feel like, would benefit from hearing our take on it. Considering that you have grown kids, I have a son that'll be 19 this year. So I just feel like it's just some things that we need to discuss, and not only be looked at as a show that keep people laughing, but that we also touch on serious issues as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I like. That's a goal for me, is to bring these things to our Lunch Talk family, of course, with your help. But, these are some of the things that I want to talk about and just put ourselves on a, I still want to be on our funny, let's have a good time kick, but I also want to hit some of those really hard topics, hard topics. I really want to hit some of those because I know I probably done danced around and we don't talk politics, but we might have to start doing that. We might have to start talking some politics. I don't want to, but hey, it's the world we live in, and a lot of times we're not informed because we don't want to be involved. But, ignorance is not bliss. You got to know some stuff.
Yeah, you got to know some stuff. You oh yeah.
That's it. Ignorance is not always bliss.
It's not always bliss.
Yeah.
You do.
So that's a goal that I want to set for this year for Lunch Talk. It's for us to just to hit some of those hard topics. I ain't saying every show. It might be, once a month, we have us a serious sit down and we talk about these harder topics that, like I said, a lot of shows don't want to hit, but it's got to be done. It's got to be said. And hey, you never know. We do get on a bigger platform. These topics may come up. Who knows? Because these are the topics that people, even if they don't necessarily always put it out there, they interested to know. They want to know how somebody else feel about those things, not just their own beliefs and their own feelings, but how does somebody else feel? Because your thoughts and my thoughts are not the same. And somebody can benefit from our take.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, I think that would be an interesting little, something to put out there because, like you say, maybe something that we can give somebody a different point of view. You know what I'm saying? A different way of thinking, a different way of handling things. I think it would be. I think it'd be an interesting, a little change of events. I think it would.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're on board. So, like I said,
Wow, here, right?
I'm glad you're on board with doing because you the fun guy. You the fun guy. You don't like to get too serious, but like I said, I don't want to get too serious, but I would like to tackle some of the harder topics that I feel like we haven't discussed since our 2 year that we've been on the podcast, doing our thing. So I feel like you said, I feel like somebody want to hear some of that stuff.
Okay,
so,
cool.
We'll
do it.
Okay, then. So, once again, we appreciate you tuning in to Lunch Talk with Mike and Star. Y'all can check us out on all major platforms because we are on all the major platforms. We can say that in 2020. We couldn't say that in 2018 when we first started out. No. But we can say that now in 2020 that we are on all the major platforms. So there's no podcast app that you can't find Lunch Talk with Mike and Star on, Lunch Talk with the Carters.
Oh, just search it.
Just search it.
Just search it.
We're on it. We finding out we're on new stuff every
We ain't even heard of.
Yeah.
But hey, more power to you, brother. More listeners.
More listeners. So that's all that matters. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right, babe. So you got anything else you want to say?
Oh, no. That'll do it.
All right, guys. So thanks again for tuning in. And we will be back with our main dish topic next week. We're going to surprise you because I don't even know what it is myself. So, but when we come back on, what that'll be, the 10th? Yeah, January the 10th. Yeah, when we come back January the 10th, we will be back with the full-length show. So.
All right.
Peace. Have a good weekend.